It's day 37 of the 1 year fast. I'm in week 6. Pretty impressive. And this particular week, I'm going to fast today, which is Monday, again on Wednesday, and again on Friday. So this particular week, I'm going to fast 3 24-hour days. Again, the protocol for the 1 year fast is for me to fast for 3 days per week for 52 consecutive weeks. Yesterday I was feeling really quite exhausted, and there's definitely been a pattern here. On non-fasting days, whilst I'm eating, I seem to have less energy than I do on fasting days, which seems kind of counterintuitive, and there's definitely a pattern there that we need to explore. And we certainly shall during the course of the 1 year fast. Also, I placed an order for a new ketone reader. This time, another breath-based ketone reader, slight upgrade on the previous one. So I'm hoping that one's going to show some results in terms of ketones. I think it's pretty critical that I do discern accurate states of ketosis during the 1 year fast. So the new ketone reader will be arriving later this week, so I can't use it this week, but I'll definitely use it next week, which will be week 7 of the 1 year fast. And the intention is to try that new breath-based ketone reader in week 7. And if we see no luck in week 7 in terms of accurate readings, then I'm going to order a blood-based ketone reader and hopefully start that in week 8. So again, really important that we do have accurate readings around the state of ketosis, because clearly ketosis is a very important part of fasting. Just going to step into a quick moment of reverie, points of reverie or reflection during these YouTube videos is really just to have a point of reference when it comes to trying to explore a mental, psychological, emotional, spiritual health. Again, trying to paint a whole picture during the course of the 1 year fast. And as you can see, these videos are really raw, really rough and ready, and they're meant to be, because we want to discern some genuine insights from these videos. And I was just reflecting back to the UK in terms of TV licenses. I'm not sure whether TV licenses are really distinct to the UK, but they do seem to be a bit of an anachronism in this digital world. I believe their purpose originally was to fund the BBC. So the first time I came to the US was in 2002, and prior to that, obviously in the UK, I paid my TV license. And then I was in the US for quite a protracted period, about 15 years, before I moved back to the UK. Of course, during that period of time, I did fly across to the UK for holidays, but actually moved back to the UK in 2017, and I was back in the UK for 2 years. And whilst back in the UK between 2017 and 2019, I kind of struggled with why I had to pay my TV license, because I never watched the BBC. I never watched the TV. So it seemed to me a bit odd then that I would be paying the TV license to fund the BBC, because I didn't watch the BBC. And now I look at it today. So now we're even another 8 years on. Really, there should not be a TV license in the UK. If the BBC were truly an impartial organisation that provided good content that the majority of the UK audience would watch, maybe there could be some justification for a TV licence. But knowing that very, very few people watch the BBC, and the BBC has almost morphed into a political entity rather than an entity that is providing impartial TV content, it's probably time to dissolve the TV license. It might be even time to dissolve the BBC. I'm just saying that tongue in cheek. I'm sure the BBC, and again, I don't watch the BBC, but I'm sure they still provide some good content. There's many fine people there, I'm sure. But just as a point of conversation, it feels in this day and age that TV license is definitely an anachronism that probably needs to be dissolved, a bit like the monarchy. So yeah, that's just my point of conversation, my point of reverie today. Perhaps a little bit too contentious. And I'm not trying to be provocative. Maybe there's some tongue-in-cheek here, but I do genuinely believe it's time to end the TV license. But maybe there's a counter view on that, and I'd love to listen to those counter views. Okay, that's my quick moment of reverie for today. Again, today is day 37 of the 1 year fast. I'm feeling really energized. I'm going to go and have a workout. Again, my intention, and I'm going to do this for a good couple of weeks. My intention is to, on fasting days, do aerobic exercise, and then on non-fasting days to do some weight-bearing exercise. And I've been following that pattern now for probably about 10 days. And maybe that is indicative of why I feel more exhausted on a non-fasting day. Maybe the weight-bearing exercise is really taking its toll and draining me, whereas maybe the aerobic exercise is invigorating me, potentially. So we can definitely look at that as a potential alignment that has some meaning. So yeah, I'm going to go and have a workout in a moment. Feeling good, been fasting today. I'm going to break my fast a bit later with my typical plant-based protein powder, some fruit, and some good spirulina. Get some good protein together later tonight when I break the fast. And then tomorrow is going to be a non-fasting day. So I'm going to kind of dive back into my stews and my vegetables. And yeah, so that's me for day 37 of the 1 year fast. Thank you.